why I don't claim to be anything anymore. Like the new liberals, I don't want no part of the liberal. And atheism, no part of that. I'm not a conservative, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I don't want no label. I want to be able to look at an issue and be honest about it. So if you're in a group, I don't want to join you. I might visit you. I may visit your group. I may even learn something good from it. And look, I'm wrong a lot. I'm a bigger idiot than anybody. But the point is I'm not going to join any more groups because these people just, you saw it on Facebook. The tribalism is unreal. Our friend Derek, I'm not going to say his last name on this podcast, but he's a proud libertarian atheist. Funny guy, good guy, but he has so many hypocritical blind spots. He just posted I went and took a screenshot of it because I'm going to fuck with him later. But he posted like just a week ago, like, your feelings don't matter and your feelings in the scheme of things don't matter and you need to know this, you snowflakes. And I'm definitely paraphrasing, but that's what he was saying. Like, you people need to know your feelings don't matter. And the past few posts have been all about his feelings and how he feels about this Trump thing and how about the leftist rebel, the crazy leftists are happy to see Trump be beheaded. I'm like, dude, your feelings don't matter. None of y'all's feelings matter. My feelings, you're right, Derek. My feelings don't matter. Lindsay's feelings don't matter. And guess what? Neither do yours and neither do Trump's. And I don't give a shit what Kathy did today. It just helps surface all the hypocrisy among everybody, almost everybody.
Well, getting back to that, what you posted today and what happened, Joey just made a little Facebook post just because he likes to stir the pot, saying, Kathy Griffin's only egregious mistake, ? Apologizing. Of course, he got a lot of love for that from people who really, truly love comedy, who understand it and know why it's there.
Let me just say, I didn't think I was going to get any love for that. I thought I was going to get
I know.
Like, hate.
I thought you were going to get...
But I meant it, and it's how I felt.
Yeah.
So I said it.
And a lot of other comedians today are saying the same thing. Y'all don't understand comedy if you didn't get it. And of course, there are some screaming liberal comedians that are, on the other side. Of course, he gets some love, but there's also this person who's from where we're from, knows people we know, apparently has watched our Facebooks and things like that.
We'll just call him Greg.
Greg says she is and always has been a piece of shit. And, of course, I go back with she's a comedian shocking people like she always does. What makes her a piece of shit? Let's ask the question. What makes her a piece of shit? He says, giving a nod to decapitation of anyone. I'm sure he's watched an ISIS video or two.
Well, he's not giving a nod to them.
No.
I see his point. It's not giving a nod to decapitation. Okay, let's stop there for a second. Okay. Giving a nod of decapitation to anyone. All right, what about the two brothers that held those women in their dungeon in their house and raped them for how many years?
There's a few cases I know of, but there's some that are like 20 years.
Is it okay to behead those people?
Yes,
what
it
about
is.
Hitler? And let's don't go that far because what's that law called? The Hitler law. I forgot what it's called.
I don't know.
Let's just go, what about Jared from Subway? On the record, on audio, trying to get access to this little girl.
Thursday on an all-new Dr. Phil, the former Subway sandwich king.
He told me how he would get children.
How to gain their trust.
The secret tapes that catch him talking about child sex.
I had this little boy. It was amazing.
No one has heard this.
It just felt so good. It felt so good.
Until now.
What turns you on the most? The young girls or the young boys?
Both of them do. Both of them.
Only on Dr. Phil, Thursday.
At what point?
I'll nod to decapitation of some of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this to Greg. If you've never been directly affected, and you have, but you probably don't know it, by legislation that's hurt your family, and I don't mean hurt them like financially in a way that was like, oh, that was a $300 fine I shouldn't have had to pay. I'm talking about like in my situation where my family was, the health care was being denied to my daughter who needed brain surgery, and we were on a group plan. I'm not going to go through that tired story again.
And you were double insured.
Right. So, but once you're affected like that and you do the research and you tie it down to the legislation and then you tie it down to the Republican Party and then you tie that Republican Party to the evangelicals in the South, like in North Carolina, then you don't give a shit about they don't care about your kid. They don't care about your family. They don't care about you being bankrupt or your kid dying or apparently they don't care about those things. Because if they did, they wouldn't allow it. So when Greg says giving a nod to anyone being decapitated, he's full of shit, because I guarantee you there's people he would not care if they were decapitated. What it was is he was snowflaked. I know that he's a ex-teabagger. I mean, I don't know if he's still a teabagger, but he's one of those types of teabaggers because he's been on my Facebook for years.
Not anymore.
So it's interesting, you know, sometimes you can tell a person's what's inside a person's head by what they defend. Not so much what they put out there, like they say publicly, but what they defend. And when you see a pattern of a person defending the same side and then always not defending the other side, but saying, see what and they say, oh, I'm an independent, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but you see who they defend.
Oh, you lean.
You learn. Well, actually, you learned what they are really. They're full of shit, is what they are. And see, that's why I can go after liberals, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, because I'm an issue person. I don't give a shit about what any of you think about me, including my own family, because I'm not going after anybody to hurt them. I just say what I feel. Like if I research something, I'm going to tell you my truth. And if you don't like it, it probably is affecting you for a reason. But this guy went off on you.
Basically, I said it's dark humor. I said it's dark humor. It's a thing that's been happening since people have been communicating. It's a way that a lot of people cope with hard situations.
Like me.
I cope with hard situations. I'm a nurse. I see people die a lot. I see lots of family drama. I see lots of sad situations. Anyway, I said, but that doesn't make her different humor, doesn't make her a piece of shit. It makes her humor different than yours. He says, that's bullshit. That is all. She has been fired from anything she has ever been employed by. And by the way, f*** you and whoever you're having sex with tonight.
I think that's funny because that just shows how much he follows our stuff.
Exactly.
Of our open
I don't even know
relationship.
this guy. I don't even know who he is. I didn't even know. I thought he was a different Greg that we were associated with. So for him to say that to me, that's what teed me off. Like, oh, that's not the Greg that I thought it was, because he would never say anything like that because he doesn't use women's sexuality against them. He's all for it. I'm basically like asking him before I saw the f*** you and whoever you're f***ing tonight. I said, why are you getting so upset about a failed joke? What's the deal? I said, you don't like it? Calm down. Also, it's dark humor you don't like or don't get. Not bull. Basically just being a snarky B.I. So Joey brought to my attention that this guy said this to me. I was like, what? Does he know how happy I am about my sexuality? Because that is not an insult. I don't understand why he would use any woman's sexuality against her, because that just shows
how... you understand why, but you don't. You know it's from ignorance.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, he's a North Carolina teabagger fool. Like, you know why.
If anybody knows me, which if anybody's
he does
listening...
what he's told, does what he's taught. You
Yeah.
know? He won't break a social norm unless he benefits from it. But if you break a social norm, you're a slut. You're a...
And if you know me...
Guarantee you he'd in a second, though.
If you know me from... Probably not from professional relationships, but from outside of work. Because I don't talk about these things at work because it's just not work material. Unless I'm your really close coworker. But if you know me, you know how proud I am of my sexuality. You know how much I hold it up like a flag, because women should. Women should be proud of who they are, whether they like women, men, or both. Whether they want to be a man or want to be a woman. You should be happy about who you are.
Whether they want one sexual partner, two or three,
40.
or whatever they want. Right.
Take it like a train, girl. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I just made the point that this guy was trying to...
I wish we had auto-tune, like, take it like a train.
I just basically said, it's funny you think telling me f*** you and whoever you're having sex with tonight is an insult. I appreciate how my sex life and sexual partners are the first thing that comes to mind when you're trying to insult or offend me. Newsflash, you didn't. Only people who have no rational argument resort to personal attacks, especially ones centered around sex with females. As if I can be slut-shamed. I roll.
Yeah, and then Greg ran off like a little...
And I said again, thanks for the f***ing encouragement. I'm sure I'll need it tonight.
Yeah. It's our
It's our anniversary, bitch.
It's our anniversary. No, we're probably not going to at all. We're probably going to drink these drinks and pass out. Well,
Don't do that to
I
women,
love
guys.
Mo Alexander's comment where he's like, why are you losing your head over this? I thought that was hilarious. And it only got one like in a month.
Oh,
I was like,
love that.
how did that only have one like?
It says Greg you, sir, shouldn't lose your head over a failed joke.
You said his last name.
Oh, okay.
Say it again. I'll edit that out.
It said, Greg, you sir, shouldn't lose your head over a failed joke.
Lose your head just like Trump. I thought that was hilarious.
It got 6 likes. By the
Well,
way.
that was because when I went to it still only had one like, but then I commented. I was like, dude, your joke. I think people kind of read it because honestly, the first time I read it, I didn't get the, like, I thought he was being serious. I didn't know it was a joke. And then like 30 seconds later, we were on our way to Sacramento actually, and it hit me. I was like, oh wait, what Mo said was hilarious. That was a joke.
It was like a callback.
Yeah, it was like, it just hit me. I was like, oh my God. So when we got here, I pulled right over and I liked it. Then I commented, your joke did not get the likes it deserved. So we're going to wrap this up, but I'll tell you real quick. Ben Jones, he's a comedian, also a friend of mine, and known him for many years. And I'm just going to read really fast because I know reading on a podcast makes people cut this off. But do not cut this off because we have some things to tell you about at the end. Ben Jones made a really good point about this, and he says, I think the most troubling thing to me about this whole Kathy Griffin thing is the notion that just because she's a comedian, everything she does has to be judged in the context of a joke, which I think is an important point he's making.
That is a good point.
Because like I said, I haven't read it. I just saw it on Facebook. I haven't really watched any videos or know what's really going on as far as what her intent was, but I don't care what her intent was, whether it's a joke, dramatic, artistic, or just to be an asshole. Like I said, if the Republican Party, including Trump, supports these laws that will kill our loved ones and people we care about, then what people have a right to think about him dying. Anyway, Ben Jones makes an important point there. And he says, it wasn't meant as a joke. Therefore, your opinion that it wasn't funny is null and void. She's a comedian and a public figure, but she's also an alert and informed human being who hates everything Trump represents. Not every thought she has or action, or every thought or action she has makes it meant to make you dumb friends chuckle. I fucked that up.
Make your dumb friends chuckle.
Make your dumb friends chuckle. To her credit, she planned that photo shoot because she probably found fault with his words and actions, which is what I was just talking about. He is a stain. Ben Jones, you made a really good point. That first sentence, the first paragraph says it all.
Yes, it does.
And then I also shared another comedian's post with his comedian Mark Fradel. I met Mark, probably 12 years ago, 2005, in Cincinnati at Go Bananas Comedy Club. He was featuring for Todd. And I'd never heard of him at the time, but we went into the Go Bananas Comedy Club, and Todd and I got there pretty late the first night. It was a Wednesday night, and the show had already started, so the MC was up. So I had no clue who Mark Fradel was. We didn't have an opportunity to meet each other beforehand, but he went on stage and murdered it.
That's a good thing, by the way.
And I think, he beheaded it. I think he's out of comedy now. I'm not real sure, but he sent me a really nice note like 2 years ago or so that was just really sweet and kind. And I remembered him. Of course, I remembered him, but he didn't think I did. But no, he was an amazing comic. I hope he's back in it. I'll have to check. But anyway, he made a really good point. Kathy Griffin was stupid to pose with a bloody, decapitated dummy Trump head. But Ted Nugent was evil for calling Obama a mongrel and saying that he and Clinton should be hanged. At first, it sounds like he's going tit for tat, right?
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh, here we go. But the second part is where he is the punchline, so to speak. The difference is everyone on all sides condemned Kathy Griffin. I would say almost everyone, because I didn't. But his point is most liberals did. The difference is everyone on all sides condemned Kathy Griffin. Ted Nugent, however, was invited to the Trump White House and got pictures in the Oval Office with the president. That is in fact, that's the point of the day.
Yeah.
To me, that is a major point. Because like I said, when I saw that, I just thought, okay, well, I wouldn't do that. Like, I would say some awful stuff, but I actually wouldn't feel comfortable.
Have a photo shoot.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to be real honest, listen, I know legislation from the Republican Party kills people, and I know for a fact that many, especially the libertarian-leaning people, do not care. They think everybody's lazy. They think if you don't have health insurance, it's your problem. Until something happens to them. Until it happens to them, where the insurance company denies them, and then all of a sudden they have a GoFundMe, and all of a sudden they're terrified and don't understand, and that's when they come crawling back to me. In fact, there's been 3 that have come crawling back. Hey, I know you went through this. Trust me, people, I know what the talking about because of what happened to my family. So I did a lot of research for months and months and months. I know this stuff ties back to the Republican Party and the evangelical, especially the right-wing evangelicals and the Southern Baptists, and the power they have over the South especially.
How do you think Republicans get voted in all the time?
Yes, that's right. That was my question. I was like, well, if they deregulated the health insurance and allowed this stuff to go on, like, how do they get this power? And then you learn it's from the religious right. And from more research, I found out that a lot of these Christian organizations that people think almost like mega church type things, like the Coalition for Freedom.
Yeah. That sounds like a good thing to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like it before I knew what they were.
Yeah, the Christian Coalition of America, like Pat Robertson's thing, the 700 Club back in the day. The ACLJ, the American Center for Law and Justice. That sounds
such a good thing.
Of course. It's 100% theocratic. They fight for Christian power, and I mean only it's so far to the right that you wouldn't imagine. But when you hear these guys talk, they sound like loving Christians, and you think, oh, they're fighting for freedom, they're fighting for Christians. But when you get into the details of what they want passed, you find out that these people are nothing more than lobbyists. They are actually paid to do these things.
The ACLJ, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the American Center for Law and Justice.
We saw their headquarters in Washington, D.C. when we lived there. And it's really, really nice on one of the most expensive blocks in the whole city.
It's right across from the Supreme Court.
Yep. I wonder why that is.
It is the most dangerous organization as far as when you're talking in the context of theocracy. You know, like, you don't want to live under religious rule. That's what, Saudi Arabia lives under. But we do. We're in an oligarchy and a theocracy. But the ACLJ, you think they're loving people. Go listen to their show. Go listen to their Christian shows. Go listen to their religious shows. Go listen to their radio show. They're live on Facebook all the time. These people fight for a theocracy. They want Christianity in public schools. They want Christianity in every new. They want to own Wall Street. Go to YouTube and punch in Ted Cruz's father and watch him give a sermon basically saying what I'm saying right now, how they believe they're supposed to have domain over not only America and the culture wars, but Wall Street itself, the money, the purse strings, all of the power.
The pastor referred to Proverbs 13:22 a little while ago, which says that the wealth of the wicked is stored for the righteous. And it is through the kings anointed to take dominion that transfer of wealth is going to occur.
Mark Fradel, you got the comment of the day because yours is very, I think, fair. It's balanced, and I did not disagree with her. I did not think that her decapitated picture was an offensive thing. I think when your family's been affected, like mine has, and many other, there's been thousands of people that died every year because of this bullshit that Republicans put into law. No, I don't think that's too far at all. In fact, Donald Trump and any psychopath that doesn't care about poor people or people who have fallen on hard times. And in my case, we were all working. I had a group insurance plan. We were denied, and we weren't poor. We weren't any of these lazy. We weren't any of these things. Full-time job, anything.
You were working 2 jobs and going to school full-time.
And going to school, yes. And my baby's mama has a master's degree in social work. We were and there's tens of thousands of stories like that out there. Just punch in United Healthcare or United Health Group class action lawsuit. Type in Google Blue Cross Blue Shield class action lawsuit. You will get tons of information, and they paid out all this. They paid out class action lawsuits left and right
because it's cheaper than paying for people to live.
Way cheaper. Still, thousands died.
I heard somebody questioning Kathy Griffin's mental health today because she made that joke. And that to me is upsetting because she just has a different type of humor than most of these people, yet they're calling her mentally ill because of it. They're saying that she has something wrong with her because she is doing something that people do every Halloween and you know, all in good fun. They're saying that she has a mental health problem and they're concerned about her mental health because she has a sick sense of humor.
Ted Nugent is a patriot.
Yeah, Ted Nugent, and who's the other crazy guy that was talking to a chair?
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. What the hell? He doesn't have a mental health issue?
Well, that was a bit that just went bad.
Ugh.
He didn't really believe he was talking to a chair.
No, he thought that represented Obama or something, I think.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, that's my whole point. That's why Mark Fradel's comment is the best, because it's not tit for tat as it seems. There's actually a point to it, which is almost everybody went off on Kathy Griffin, the conservatives and a lot of liberals, right? But when it came to Ted Nugent, it was only the liberals that went off on Ted Nugent. The conservatives were either quiet or very rarely did you hear one speaking out against it. And Ted Nugent,
they don't want to be labeled.
Ted Nugent, who said they should be Hillary and Obama should be hanged, was actually invited to the Trump White House for pictures and photo ops with Sarah Palin, no less, and some other jackass, I'm sure. Okay, let's wrap it up. It's boring. People have been through it.
All right. Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Our plans right now, we have video, audio. We have a lot of content. We have our, this is the part I wanted you guys to hang out for. We have a long interview with a gentleman by the name of Odari. It's the H is silent, right? It's like Hodari.
I don't know.
He's
I don't know if the H is silent.
It's been a while. No, that's the father of, you know, the gangsta rapper, The Game. It's his father, his stepfather.
He's got such a baby face.
Lindsay and I went on a tour of Compton, L.A.
Private.
With Odari, a private tour with Odari, and it was
in a
fun.
bulletproof vehicle.
Well, as Odari said, it was bulletproof on his side. So, but we went on a tour of Compton and got to see Skid Row, and we got to see where a lot of the famous stuff happened, like the Rodney King thing, and sad stuff. But
and where a lot of really famous people have grown up in Compton.
Yeah.
The tennis courts where the Williams sisters grew up practicing,
cool.
where Friday was filmed.
Parts,
not all of it,
yeah.
But lots of really cool stuff. Black Beverly Hills, we saw that.
Oh yeah, Black Beverly Hills,
yep.
That was really cool.
What's another? Oh, the wall murals with Tupac and everything. We saw that. We took pictures, but they did not turn out good.
Yeah, there was a couple spots in Compton where Odari would pull over and say, "You can get out here and take pictures here," because it was a rough area. But he was like, "Be quick." There was other areas where he was like, "No, you're fine here. Take your time."
The coolest thing was the drive-through funeral home, because there was so many gangster killings and stuff.
Right.
Remember
I forgot
that?
about that. They had a drive-through funeral home.
Drive-through funeral home where the casket would be tilted so you could see the person, but you had to drive through because there was so much gang violence when this was, I guess, when they
gangs
remodeled.
would come to funerals and kill other people.
Yeah, they remodeled this funeral home so it was a drive-through.
And there was a guy who thought of that. Now it's kind of a museum, though, isn't it?
I think it's still a working. I don't know.
It could be. It's been a while since we've been busy and
This has been a few months ago.
We weren't sure what to do with our podcast. We're still not sure. And honestly, now we just don't give a We're going to have fun with whatever. We're going to talk about whatever we want. And it is called That RV Life because that's what we travel around in. But it doesn't mean, it's
not always going to be about RV stuff. We'll try to touch on it every episode. But again, it's about our life.
Last week we were in Winters, California.
Yeah.
And we visited a restaurant that was really cool and had a lot of unique, interesting things about it. But that's going to be more of an NPR style podcast.
We're going to have some footage of that audio.
Interview. But that's going to be more of an NPR thing because it's really clean and sweet and kind. And
it is. But we got some really cool pictures of dead hogs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I got great video of Lindsay, the first.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Don't give it away? Okay,
No.
yeah. I got Lindsay in some hypocritical bullshit. So
totally hypocritical. I'll totally admit to it, but I still feel the way I feel.
So we're going to try our best to get a lot of this content out quickly as we can. We have a lot of internet problems because of traveling in the RV.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, we're just having issue after issue. Yeah, we've recently been escaping to Starbucks to do our work with the Wi-Fi.
And truck stops.
And today we went to Starbucks and their Wi-Fi was down. Yeah, and truck stops, the Wi-Fi is weak. And
well, that one we went to, the SAC 49,
that
was really good Wi-Fi. But, I mean, to do all of your editing and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, you still can't do this too much. I'd sit there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then get tired of me and kick me out. That's what I mean. We're having issues, but we're trying to solve them. And anyway, we got this out, and we're going to edit this hopefully tonight. And thanks
just
for
know
listening.
There's more coming.
If you have any questions, if you want to talk to us, you want to give us any feedback, email us at thatrvlife@gmail.com. You can find us on Stitcher and Libsyn right now. We're not going to iTunes because a lot of podcasts are banning iTunes because of a lot of the politics there and what they're doing with podcasts. So find us on Stitcher or Libsyn. That would really help us out. And most of all, go to openandout.com, our website, because I'm teaching myself how to do all this stuff. And so we need feedback. We don't care if it's negative or positive. We need it all.
Yep. And tell us how we can be more interesting.
Yeah, we definitely need help with that, I'm sure.
Tell us what you'd like to hear more about. I have some stuff in the works for nursing.
I don't give a shit what they don't hear more. Look, we have interesting lives. We put ourselves in unique situations. We've been in Compton. We stay in hotels, and we've been doing that for a long time. And I've heard Doug Stanhope, the comedian Doug Stanhope, talk about it. He does the same thing. They stay in crappy, cheap motels on the road.
Do they kill 20 flies in the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, but that's where the interesting things happen, you know.
But
we've been doing that before we ever heard Doug Stanhope talking about it.
Yeah, we have.
All right, so we've gone long, but anyway. That RVlife at gmail.com, openandout.com.
Or you can find us on Facebook. I'm on Snapchat.
Don't find me on Facebook, please.
Yeah, don't talk to Joey on Facebook. He's a jerk.
Yes. Well, I hate messages.
But you can find me on Snapchat at Ellen.
Can I just say real quick, the reason why I hate messages is because I'm a sarcastic person. It's not because I think I'm important. It's not because I think I'm all that. Or I just don't want to talk to people because I hate people. It's because I can't communicate. I'm always in a hurry. I'm always busy. I got other things to do, and so I'm really shorthanded. So I'll say things back to people in a perfectly mannered way, and they'll think I'm being an asshole. So it's a lose-lose situation for me.
I've tried to get him in Facebook groups with a bunch of our friends, and it always ends
bye.
He leaves.
I stay 1 or 2 days, and I'm gone. And then they think I'm being a jerk, and it's like, no,
he doesn't want the notifications. He doesn't want to have to worry about hurting people's feelings because he's trying to be sarcastic and no one gets it.
I can literally respond to a sarcastic post with more sarcasm and people will be like, why are you angry? It's a lose-lose, man.
I didn't understand that until I knew you better. So I see both sides. So sorry about that.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go give me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus.